All right, hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be looking at cost of living and whether or not your retirement income can actually afford you to be able to live in Thailand in Pattaya. To answer this question of whether or not we're going to be able to retire in Pattaya, we do have to take a look at what the costs are. What's the normal costs for groceries, for renting a scooter, for an apartment, all that sort of stuff. What should we be looking at? So there's this great website called Numbeo. I've known about this for years, been looking at it. About any prices in the entire world. Usually I also use it to plan before I travel. It's absolutely fantastic. It's all user entered data so that you can see how the average person is living. And that can be anywhere between the local to the expat to the digital nomad. They all enter data in here. So sometimes it could be skewed though, because it's crowdsourced data. But usually it's pretty accurate, especially when you look at the ranges. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So first off, we're going to look at is just type in Pattaya. Pattaya, right? So I'm also going to put this in US dollars just because I think everyone pretty much universally can understand that. All right, so right off the bat, Numbeo will give kind of like a quick look at what prices are, right? So estimated monthly costs for a family of 4 is around $2,000, excluding rent, right? But your rent, we'll see it a little bit, is not that much more. So if you have a family of 4 that you're going to go move to Pattaya, your retirement income more than likely will end up clearing this very, very easily. If you're looking at, get out of here. If you're looking at a retirement income of 2,500 or more, there's really no issue to any degree. For a single person, $603, excluding rent. So absolutely nothing. You probably, this was probably like a car payment and gas, not even insurance back in the United States. So you can very, very, very easily retire in Pattaya. Almost anywhere, really, even Bangkok. But Pattaya, of course, is a special place. That's close to where I live. So some other things, like for instance, it'll give you a comparison of Pattaya is 10% less than Bangkok. Rent in Pattaya is 18.7% lower than Bangkok, so it is cheaper than being in the capital. It is not the cheapest place you could possibly be, but it's a fun place to be, which is what matters. All right, so let's look at some other data here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you as well. Make this nice and big. I'm just going to jump over here real quick so I can get out of the way. A meal in an inexpensive restaurant on average is $3.31. The range of going down even further to $1.81, an actual meal. And I'll show you a picture of what an actual meal for that price looks like. Now for $3.31, you can either get the same meal on the beach, or you can just go slightly off the beach, go to a little bit of a nicer restaurant, get twice the amount of food, and still just as delicious. You could also do some really expensive, really expensive, and go to a high-end restaurant, right? Where it could be like an American or Indian restaurants are a little more expensive too, and something a little more foreign. Or you can go to an American diner, which I will in the upper right-hand side, I'll give you a little link to go see a local American diner that's quite delicious. I highly recommend it, called Route 66. But usually you'll get in that price range, right? So where I live, it's even lower than this, right? 50 baht is essentially the norm. So let's actually take a look. So USD Thai baht, right? So 50 baht is $1.52, right? As of right now. So yeah, very cheap. You could literally eat out all day, every day, and you will gain weight, but you will not go hungry, and you will not be breaking the bank to any degree. There are some nicer restaurants, so there are such a thing as like a 3-course meal and everything, and that'll cost you at max 60 in the nicest possible restaurant you can go to. It's not a problem. Money is not a problem here at all if you earn in dollars or you have your retirement fund in dollars. McDonald's is pretty much the same exact price. I haven't actually been in the US for the past 6 years, so it's kind of a little difficult for me to say. Last time I remember $12 being the cost of a McDonald's meal, but it might be even higher than that, especially in big cities. But nonetheless, $9 is you get like a burger and a drink and fries or whatever, on average. Actually, I don't really know why there's a range, because you would think it'd be all the same price. I guess it's just people entering in different information about their meals at McDonald's. Anyway, beer goes down to $1.50 for local beers. So those delicious beers from like the 1970s and 80s having $1 beer, well, that's back. Just go to Thailand. It's all there. Imported beer only slightly more expensive, so you can get a Heineken, you can get a Coors, or whatever it is that you like. It's all there. Even specialty German beers and all that sort of thing, they're more expensive, but they're all there. You can get, for this price right here, you can get iced coffee, big one, right? So I mean, it's like the size of your head. It's not tiny by any means. Water, I mean, is next to nothing. To get a bottle of water, so you will not go thirsty. You won't have any issues. These are all the prices, the ranges of prices. Now, also, some of these are more the tourist prices. Like on average, this is what tourists are basically going to be paying. The locals will be paying much lower on the lower end. If you are not sitting right on the beach or right near the clubs or right near the bars or whatever it is, you'll probably be paying these lower prices. Just if you get it a little bit outside of Pattaya, a little more in the suburbs, a little more Najomtin, which is, I'll do a video on that, give you an idea of what that is and where that is. But they're a little cheaper, much cheaper neighborhoods that are still quite nice. But a kilo, right? If you're an American, a kilo is 2.6 pounds or something like that. It's a little over 2 pounds. So for instance, chicken fillets are minimum $1 a pound, right? And it's not bad chicken, right? It's not like you scrape it off the street. I mean, it's like actually you go into a grocery store and it's literally just $1 a pound. It's high quality too. It's not an issue. Thailand has a lot of agricultural production and food production, so there's a lot of excess food, and foreigners will gladly eat all of the excess food. I know I do. So just about anything you want, even beef. I mean, you can go all the way up here to like high quality cuts, and then like some of the lower quality stuff, and then you can go even lower if you're going to go pork. Right, pork is eaten all over the place in Asia, especially in Southeast Asia, China, and whatnot. So pork is also very, very cheap if that's something that you want. Cheese is very expensive because dairy is not regularly eaten in Southeast Asia. It's available, but usually if you go after Japanese brands, even though cheese isn't also eaten much in Japan, but there are dairy companies in Japan that will export and you can eat it. Meiji is one of the many brands out there that are very good, but if you like cheese a lot, expect to spend more. Eggs are not $5 a carton. You can get them as cheap as $1.50. Once again, back to normal prices, 99 cents, Walmart and all that. So everything is good. Wine, still cheap as well if you like wine. So you can go to 7-Eleven. There's 7-Elevens everywhere here. You can go get a nice bottle of wine for $12, and it's perfectly fine. Transport, the bot bus, literally 30 cents one way, and just go do your thing. You can jump on a scooter via Grab, and it's also like 30 cents. It's literally, you just reach into your pocket and say, here you go, and it's enough. Gasoline per liter. Gasoline is not inexpensive here. It's more than in the US. It's not dramatically more. Let's actually see real quick. So we're 1 liter to gallon. So that's $4.94 a gallon, right? I have no idea what it is in the US these days, but I know it got up there quite a bit a while ago. But it is more expensive. But the thing is that you're probably not going to be driving a car anyway. You probably will be riding on a scooter or a motorcycle. That's what everybody rides here. It's not particularly dangerous, despite the rules of the road not really applying too much. But, if you get on a scooter or a motorcycle, you'll get 80, 90, 100 miles to the gallon very easily. So, like for me, just going to the grocery store every other day throughout the month, I use about $1 a week. So it's not exactly expensive. Once again, electricity would likely be in this range. Mine is here. I have a 350 square foot apartment. I have the air conditioning running all day. My computer's plugged in. Yada. That's what my bill is. Right. If you were to shut off the air conditioning, which I don't know why you would, it would go lower. Obviously, mobile phones are also very inexpensive. I pay $3 a week or something just for data. I don't use a lot of data, but there's literally little machines outside of every 7-Eleven here where you can just put in your phone number, you put in whatever change you have in your pocket, and you get your data refill, and that's basically it. It's pretty much non-existent. Internet, same thing, really cheap. I pay, how much do I pay? I think I pay around like $20 or so per month. But I'm also part of like an apartment that has all shared internet, and they actually jack up the rates a little bit to make more money, which is annoying. But nonetheless, it's pretty cheap. It's $12 to $24 a month. They have gigabyte internet as well. It's not slow. It's not unstable. It's very good. Clothing, these are all gringo prices, right? These are tourist prices. You can get a t-shirt, something you would get at H&M or something, for like $3. The one I'm wearing right now, right here, this was $6 at a chain called Big C. Big C is like a Walmart in Thailand. It's like and then there's a wholesaler called Macro that also has clothes, but it's not that good. But yeah, I mean, if you need clothing, once again, reaching into your pocket and just giving whatever change you have in your hand, and there you go. You can buy this more expensive stuff if you really wanted to. I don't know why you would. I'm more economical, but it is what it is. All right, so this is like the thing that everybody asks about all the time. Rent is stupidly cheap. Yes, you can get it for this amount. Yes, there are lots of places you can get that. But it's not going to be a one bedroom. It's going to be a studio, right? I have a one bedroom. It's 350 square feet, so it's around $1 per square foot. That's about what this is, right? These are rents, not for big apartments, but moderately normal size apartments for worldwide standards, right? Typically, if you're going to go into a brand new apartment complex with all sorts of like luxury amenities, like a sauna and a gym and a pool and this, that, and the other thing, you're going to be looking at about $1 per square foot. So you can get a bigger apartment if you would really like. There's not an issue, right? You can get one all the way on the top floor with a big balcony and 2 bedrooms or whatever, and it'll cost you $1,000, $1,200 a month. You could do that. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Or you can go really, really cheap. But all these prices are what you would get in a brand new building with all those nice amenities. It's just size difference, right? This is not like in the US where you pay $2,000, $3,000 a month for an old effed up apartment from the 1960s and like bugs crawling on the wall and like just nothing good, right? You get quality. You get something really nice. Maybe one day I'll do a video just showing the apartment here that I'm in, but it's you have all sorts of good things. You can even go lower than this, but you will go into the old buildings. The old buildings are kind of meh, but if you don't care, then who cares, right? I've seen let's see here. I remember across the street from where my VJ agent is, there's a 3,000 baht per month apartment, which is about $90 a month, right? That apartment, though, is probably not going to have air conditioning. It's going to be old, faulty wiring, all that sort of thing. It's not going to be very good. Probably your lights will go out so often every time, like, the rain sprinkles on the roof. There's all sorts of problems there, but you can get it that low. It is a thing. To buy an apartment, don't buy an apartment here. There's a lot of laws restricting foreigners and stuff, and it's not really that great. If you're old enough to where you expect to only be able to live 10, 20 years or something, then maybe. But I wouldn't do it right off the bat. I would just come here, rent, enjoy yourself, find out if you want to stay here, and then maybe consider buying. But they do have what's called a serviced apartment, so that you can buy those, which is what I'm in. Once again, serviced apartment for $350 a month. And, all the amenities are there. There's a cleaning crew, all that sort of stuff. And, you could do that if you want. No big deal. Okay, so then that's basically that. So now what I want you to show you is not just the prices, but also the cost of living estimator. This thing is cool. I love it that they have this. Put it in your city, and here you go. You can estimate what your lifestyle is going to be. I'm going to give you an estimate of what my lifestyle with my fiance is. So we do eat out fairly frequently. We almost never eat anywhere expensive, right? Coffee outside. We actually are cutting down on coffee, so we do go out pretty often. Might even be more than that. We're younger, so All low alcohol. We do eat Asian food, not a lot of cheese, obviously. No car usage. We do have a scooter. Oh yeah, and the scooters go as low as like, what is it? As low as $60 a month to rent a scooter. In the high season, it might be like 3,000 baht a month, so about $90. And then there's obviously the $1 a week cost. So very inexpensive. Transportation, no. Sportsman, no. You'll have a gym in your building, so you won't even need that. This doesn't matter. Frequency, pros. You probably won't be buying clothes that much. Rent expenses, so apartment outside the city center. All right. So we spend right around this. This is about correct of how much we spent. So this is right around what my rent is. We spend basically next to nothing on clothing. We go get the cheap clothes. So we probably will spend anywhere in $20 to $50 a month splurging on clothing or shoes or whatever it is, which are not bad quality, by the way. They're just cheap. Utilities, yeah, is right around what's correct. Food at home, correct. Going out, correct. We spend next to nothing. Restaurants, correct, because we do eat out a lot. But this is literally eating out every single day, once a day, right? $200 a month for two people. Now, if we do a one person, for those that are coming over alone, if you were to eat out once a day, you're spending $100 a month, right? And this is the average, right? This isn't the cheapest. You can go 3 times cheaper than this to eat out every single day. Just think about that. Being able to go to a restaurant every single day for $30 a month. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at $780 or less. If you were to pare down your life, let's say once a week, let's say eating out less, always in an expensive restaurant. Maybe you don't drink, right? There you go. Now, $700, right? So your life here is just stupidly cheap, unfathomably cheap. You will be tempted to try to find something cheaper, of course, especially if you're on a strict budget, but it's really not necessary. At least I don't think so. So there you have it. Cost of living. Can you live a little over 2K a month, especially by yourself? Yeah, absolutely. And you will save money even by having a good life, have your little scooter or motorcycle, go out every single day, go out to the beach, whatever you want to do, and you will have enough money. Absolutely.